good.
What PRs are you guys most impressed with yourselves that you've done that you're like, holy like you almost can't believe it, like you did it and you're like, shit, is anyone going to believe me? Or fuck, I hope I never have to do that again, or I'm never going to beat that? Or is there any PRs that you guys have done where you're like a 400-meter sprint or a row or anything, you know, that we're like, fuck, I'm never going to beat that?
I don't think there's anything.
And what are they?
I don't think there's anything that I did that I'm like, oh, I'm never doing that again. But like when I snatched 315, that was kind of one of those moments like, wow, like I just did that. That's cool. When I overhead squatted 405, that was a big one that I've been chasing for a long time. And like, it just happened one random day of training. And like I had a whole bunch of buddies on like bikes behind me, and I was the only one lifting. And like it was like when a pitcher was like throwing a perfect game, like no one talks to him, no one makes eye contact, anything. And I remember I did the overhead squat, and then I dropped the bar, and I kind of turned around, and like they're all staring at me. They're like, "Hey, like, are we adding up that bar correctly?" And I'm like, "Mm-hmm, yep." Don't know like where that came from, but that's cool. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, like any rowing PR, I hope I never break it. Like rowing PRs suck.
Any PR on any machine sucks.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I rode a 1K was in like 2016, and I was a puddle for like
Dude, those
8 minutes.
Those 1K times from this year's first stage of that games were absurd. They were absurd.
Oh, yeah. Dude, did you see the video of Con Porter?
No.
Dude, so he pulled. So I don't think he won it, but I think he may have gotten second or third. Like crazy time.
Yeah,
he just
Russian guy won it.
Roman Krenikov won it. But so Con Porter finished it and just gets up and is like celebrating like he just hit like a clean PR. And just like perfectly fine. And it's like, how the fuck are you standing right now? And then sure enough, like he's like 5 minutes later and he puts his video and he's just like rolling on the ground in pain. I was like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you ever not feel good for like 30 minutes or an hour? Really stays with you? Oh, yeah, okay.
I've done a couple.
Oh, like I've had times, I've done workouts where it's like, Sammy has to drive me home and I'm just like a mess, and like Sammy will have to drive me home, and then like I just get home and I'll just like those workouts where like you just fall asleep immediately. Mm-hmm. I have those every once in a while. I remember I did one, it was with the pig flips and a 200-pound D-ball, and I remember I finished and I just laid down on the floor right where I was and just immediately fell asleep. And it felt like my body was giving off like that red buzzer of like, yo, if you don't shut it down, we're going to shut it down for you. And then I just remember the person who was coaching the next class, they must have come in, saw me like on the ground, like I had just fallen during the workout or something. And they like came running over. They're like, oh, yeah, you okay? You okay? And I just like kind of was like, oh. Dude, what are you doing? And they're like, Jesus Christ, like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm sleeping. And they're like, how long you been here? No idea. Like, I don't know if it was 2 minutes or 2 hours. I don't know. So, I've had those workouts where, like, you just shut her down.
The 265 snatch at regionals, I was pretty impressed with for myself. Like, hitting that, that was a PR. I never even attempted it. I never even attempted it before the regional. I did snatch pulls, and I was like, I know the crowd will get me through this weight. That was like my only goal. I was like, I didn't even attempt it. I knew the 245 was easy. I was like, I'm going to get those reps easily. I was going to get every rep up to it easily. I was literally the second guy to the final bar. And then, had to sit there and like try to, I think I failed it twice or 3 times before I hit it both. That was really cool for me. I back squatted 3.
Wait, so Josh, sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
Is that the snatch that's in the yogurt commercial?
It is, yeah, it is actually, yep.
That's cool. Cool as shit.
And then my other one that I was really proud of was I back squatted 355 for 20 reps, and that was more than double body weight. And so I was really like, wow. I remember like the last 3 reps, I thought I was gonna I don't know how I stood him up, to be honest. I had no idea, and I somehow got him up, and I was like, I was really impressed with myself for that. That was one that impressed me.
Did your left side go below parallel?
Probably. But who cares? Because I counted all of them. It was in my mom's basement. There was nobody around.
Yeah, you don't get no reps in your home gym. That's a rule.
It was in my mom's basement. I did not give a shit. I was like, that counted, and I paid for it. I couldn't walk for 3 days, but it was good. It was worth it.
When you guys do stuff like that, like 20 reps with 355 or just these insane weights, is it like, for me, if I'm doing 20 reps, the first one and the last one, they're all horrible. Like every single fucking one is horrible. It's like running. Like it's just horrible from start to end for me. Maybe there's a few minutes of reprieve in the middle when I'm really warm. Is it like that for you guys? When you do 20 reps, it's just with super heavy weight, it's just like, this sucks the whole time? No.
I felt like the first 10 reps of that back squat were like, okay, this feels good. Rep 11, it was like, this doesn't feel good anymore. In rep 12.
Yeah, I feel like 20 rep back squat, like something like super high rep. It's like you hammer through the first 10. It's the type of thing like you hit the top and you don't reset. You just you hit the top and you go back down. And you get through 10 and you're like, dude, I'm already halfway. I feel like a machine right now. And then you get to rep 12 and you're like, what happened? Like reality just hit.
Legs are starting to shut down. Muscle groups are shutting down.
It's the same as if you're 50 cal time isn't one of these guys that you can do it in like 50 cal on the assault bike.
30 seconds, 25 seconds.
If you're one of these guys that's it takes you 17 seconds, this doesn't apply to you.
Right.
But it's if you're a normal human, it's 45 seconds to a minute. You get through the first 25 calories and you're in your head, you're I'm a fucking superhero. I am crushing it. And then calorie 26 hit and you're like, oh my God, I'm just over halfway and my legs are shutting down. Yeah. And then it's the last 10 calories. It's you're hitting 400 watts. You're just hanging on for dear life. It's
why are these calories not turning over? I know, man.
I did some assault bike work today, and it was 5 intervals of 25 calories or something. And it's just get breathing. And the first 10 calories of the first interval, my wattage was way up, and I was like, you're an idiot. This is going to hit you so quickly. And then sure enough, it did. I got to 15 calories, first interval. I'm gasping for air. I'm like, yep, you've been doing this a while, still do dumb things.